Welcome to a comprehensive review of Black Ops 2 brought to you by Windshare. Before we begin, let's cover a brief history of Call of Duty franchise, starting with the most modern genre change of it, which was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. A huge success in the community, raved as one of the best shooters of all times. Then we moved on to Call of Duty World at War. For many people, it felt like a step back from the modern shooter area, back to their old roots. A lot of people didn't approve of this copy, but I enjoyed that title. Moving on was a huge success. Modern Warfare 2, it really built upon Infinity Ward's previous success with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but a lot of problems with certain aspects of the game that people criticize. Treyarch responded with Call of Duty Black Ops, a big improvement from World at War, but personally wasn't my game of choice given the graphics limitations of it. Now, Modern Warfare 3, or a lot of people call it Modern Warfare 2.5, created a lot of problems in the franchise. A lot of people were very negative at this game. So a lot at stake here with this latest Call of Duty. This game, Black Ops 2, will determine the course of Call of Duty franchise. In my opinion, it's the best Call of Duty to date. So let's cover the aspects of it, starting off with the campaign. First of all, personally, I've never been a big campaign fan of any single-player franchise. I always thought it was kind of a waste of time in shooters, but with Black Ops 2, it's masterfully done, and I'm actually enjoying, for the first time ever, of all the Call of Duties, actually playing this feature. The campaign mode is diverse. It's almost two games in one. It's a seamless storyline that takes place in two different eras in two different time frames. This first footage you're seeing is from the early phases of the game. You're set back in the Cold War era, back in the early 80s, and you flash back between this and the modern area, which takes place and builds on the previous story from actually the first Black Ops game, which is pretty unique in itself, and also continues on into the modern era where the war takes place in the year 2025. As a result, you'll see some varying gameplay in these two eras. This is from the future take. You can count on this campaign taking you in diverse places and lush environments and immersing you in the gameplay unlike any of the previous Call of Duty variants. The storyline is masterfully made, it's enjoyable, and above all, the voice acting and the animations and the facial features between missions is very convincing and very movie-like in a lot of ways. So very well done. It's actually something that you'll spend time doing. And overall with Black Ops 2, there's basically 3 games in one, and the single-player campaign is certainly in and of itself a masterpiece in its own design. Very well made, lots of fun. As you can see here, this little sequences like this as you move your way throughout the progression of the story in relatively unique ways. And in the modern era type shooting here, as you can see now, we have modern weapon loadouts. This is a millimeter scanner reticle on your weapon, which you can take on into the multiplayer as well. In the single player campaign, you can even tailor your own loadouts, unlike in previous Call of Duties where you're stuck with one type of weapon and load out whatever by default they give you, and you're pretty much stuck with it. Not the case with Black Ops 2. If there's one thing about Black Ops 2 that's consistent across all the various game modes in it, is the customization and diversification. You're not stuck with what you want to play with. There's varying methods of gameplay, weapons, loadouts, game modes, very diverse, and there's so much to be offered from this game. It's just multiple games in one, and in the replayability of this game is many-fold over. You can easily invest probably a year playing this game, and will certainly entertain you with all aspects of the gameplay. Single player, though, in itself, as I will conclude with some of the voice acting, which you can recognize some of these are big actors here that were paid to act for this game.
He'd like you to think he's something more, but he ain't nothing.
Even it's interesting to see even the facial animations and it even looks like the real actors themselves. Now let's move on to the core of this game, multiplayer. We have actually 2 methods of multiplayer here. There's also league gameplay where advanced players can play amongst other players, and public lobbies. It's 2 multiplayer games in one. Moving on, here's another huge aspect of this game is the customization. Multiple weapons you can customize, put all kinds of attachments on it. It's a 10-tier perk system now. We have 10 points assigned to anything, any loadout you want to make. Put on 2 attachments on a gun. You can put 3 attachments on a gun. You can give yourself multiple perks if you want. 2 perks or 3 perks. It's all completely customizable, unlike previous Call of Duties. This is again, this really mirrors the innovation that Treyarch did in producing this game. It's completely redone. They could have just done a copy and paste, kind of like with Black Ops 1 or what Modern Warfare 3 did with Modern Warfare 2. They could have just built upon the system they had and put out another name on it and been on their way. But no, they chose to actually think about this game and really spend time trying to take the bar, not only set it higher, but go out, make a whole new game built around that bar, and set the bar up so high that any other developer, whether the next Call of Duty is Infinity Ward, I'd be really apprehensive about taking on the next project, because the bar's set so high now, it's really going to be difficult for them to match this, because innovation like this, where you can customize kits and put multiple perks on, I mean, as an experienced Call of Duty player, it really makes me want to play this game and change my loadout all the time. This ingenious design that was. Getting into the multiplayer gameplay, as you can see, very is Call of Duty in itself. There's nothing new in that. A lot of people argue it's linear, it's repetitive. It's an action shooter. But bottom line, what it boils down to is that it's fun. It's competitive gameplay. Again, there's two different gaming modes you can play online. Whether you want to play in competitive league, where you're ranked amongst other people in your own division, which is just incredible in itself. Never been done before with Call of Duty. It's almost like a full-on clan match in itself, just with your own ranking. But the public lobbies are fun as well. Multiple kill streaks, and they're not called kill streaks anymore. Now everything you do is basically, if you capture a position in domination, that counts towards your next score streak. Score streaks unlock your, quote, kill streaks, so what we call them past. So no longer are people encouraged just to camp in corners to try to get that 12 kill streak, so then call an AC-130 or some massive kill streak. Now whenever you capture a position, you get an assist, or if your score streak is assisting with kills, you can move on, and that's all cumulative. Another ingenious design that really helps with the multiplayer feel. This is a little rover running around here, just one of the many kill streaks you have in this game. I keep referring to them to kill streaks, so I apologize, that's habit. That's what they've always been referred to in Call of Duty. Now we need to work on the term called score streaks, because that's what this is about. Working to improve your score, whether it's with team-based gameplay or cumulative gameplay, to produce these score streaks. A lot of fun. You can either let this rover go on itself or control it directly, which I enjoy doing, and just massacre the team. Lots of loadouts, as you saw in the previous variants right here. This is a new scope here. Allows you to highlight enemies with kind of a diamond triangle. Allows you to acquire them visually much quicker. A lot of fun this multiplayer is. And of all the multiplayers I've played, this is probably the best multiplayer that Call of Duty has to offer thus far. The map design is incredible. Some maps are your traditional linear type shooters. Other maps like this offer more of what Modern Warfare 2 used to offer, which is a good map design where you have an open area that's surrounded by a consistent circular path where you can go around and flank the team. There's tons of flanking routes in all the maps, so it encourages you to stay on your toes, to keep moving. There's always a flanking route for somebody that wants to try to hold down a position. So lots of diversification offered with this gameplay. It's lots of fun. I've never played a Call of Duty multiplayer like this that seems so well balanced, as a bottom line. There's always a counter for a weapon, where if there's a flashbang, you can wear a mask if you don't want to suffer the effects of the flashbang. If you don't want to be detected by a UAV, you can run a cold-blooded perk. I mean, those are just two small examples, but everything is very well balanced. Some of the weapons are a little bit unbalanced, but that might work out here in the future. One last aspect of this game that's a masterful design, and it's remade again. Again, Treyarch was first the first innovator with the Call of Duty Zombies mode. Now they've built upon that, and again, it's a whole nother aspect of the game in itself with Black Ops 2, that you can play zombies online in a ranked online match. So you have your own online account just for zombies, and you're ranked worldwide again, and you can play. It's just like another online account, just separate from your multiplayer account in the other lobby. So Zombies is in itself its own multiplayer game. It builds upon the previous success of the Zombies franchise with a couple other spins. And this main one, again, is called Transit. It's a very successful variant of it, and don't venture out into the fog or else you'll find the zombie baby, and it will come get you, and it's not fun, especially when it jumps on your head. But Transit is an ingenious method where you can move amongst various maps within zombies, so it's not really stagnant gameplay. It forces you to move on, re-establish new defense holds, as you will inevitably meet your demise at some point in time, but allows you to kind of get some new structure and breathes new life into the zombies gameplay. Personally, never played it in the first place with the first Black Ops, but this one's actually pretty fun, and I can certainly see you spending a lot of time enjoying the gameplay with your buddies as you move on to blast at zombies, so old school style and new school. So a lot offered here, different weapons, loadouts, again, boiling down what Black Ops has to offer. It's fluid, it's fast, it's fun, it's an arcade shooter, it's not a tactical shooter like Battlefield 3, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun and you can't enjoy it for what it is, which is an incredibly well-made game, easily the best Call of Duty made to date, in my opinion. And if you're on the fence about buying this game, think no longer, go out and buy it now. You will not be disappointed with the multiple aspects of this game. One of the best games ever made, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Windshare.